Welcome back, you guys. This is the Syndra, continuing my HOI4 Kaisereich campaign as Russia. It's the Russian Republic right now, but we haven't decided on what we're gonna do. We haven't done a single national focus. We got one bypassed when Kerensky got shot, and I'm trying to go down this road here. Oh, Black Monday as well. And we did not get a modifier for Black Monday. That is good. What is my consumer goods factories right now? 72%. The reorganization of the internal police. With the rise of internal dissent, the government has to grant itself an internal police able to actively hunt down protesters. The national focus Osranka has been unlocked. Oh, I can do a focus. Which is what? Reintroduce Okranka. With revolutionary movements active throughout Russia, some members of the Duma are suggesting that it's time for a complete reorganization of the internal police on the basis of the old Tsarist secret police. Which was called this, or simply Okranka. To maintain law and order in Russia. This organization will hunt down any radical revolutionary elements and re-educate them to something. They will re-educate them. Re-educate them to respect the Russian state. Okay, there is the Afghan-Indian War, and there was a gridlock in France. Interesting, but the Travelers are in control. It's not updating to anything else. How are we on infantry equipment? Oh, that's gonna be soon, right, guys? 6,000 days. That's nothing, right? Holy shit! I have enough support equipment apparently, and we have a few convoys. This one is almost done. It seems we finished the 2 submarines that we were building. How about I do this? No, it doesn't matter. We were able to do a focus. Oh, the capital. Either of Russia's historic capitals could become the home of our government. Where should we go? Petrograd or Moscow? I don't like having my capital right next to another nation. Let's keep it in Moscow. Oh no, we moved it to Moscow. It was in Petrograd. I mean, come on. Of course we're going to have it in Moscow. Where else would we put it? We still have units that were moving here. You guys have a default focus tree. Interesting. Do I dare put it on speed 5, or are we just gonna coast this for a while? I'm gonna risk it. Speed 5. Come on, you can do it. Oh, there we go. Black Monday hit Russia. Almost 3 weeks ago, the Berlin Stock Exchange plunged into bottomless depths, throwing Germany's economy into an unprecedented crisis. Now the shockwaves of the crash have reached Russia. German and Bohemian-owned companies have closed down or laid off their workers. The Russian ruble is losing value, and resource exports are shrinking. Oh, god damn it. How negative are we gonna go? Production efficiency cap -20 and factory output -20. And somebody else died. Ivan Pavlov, the widely known Russian physiologist. That's not like a shrink. That's like cardio? Physiologist. I have no idea what that is. Died today at 86 in Petrograd. He received the Nobel Prize in Medicine, in 1904 for his research on the digestive system, but he is mostly known for his works on classical conditioning. Yeah, that's what I thought. Physicist, that's for cardio, I think. The Russian president expressed his sadness and announced that his laboratory would soon become a museum. And I lose political power. Some dude died at 86 and we lose political power. What were they expecting? 86? That's a good life. I mean, you should celebrate his death. I mean, not really. No, that sounds bad. You shouldn't be that distraught. That's basically what I mean. Assassination of Maria Spiridnova. During a meeting of the left SRs in Moscow, Maria Spiridnova was assassinated by members of Savinkov's combat squads. That's the guy I picked. The liquidation of such a prominent socialist leader. The liquidation? That's a horrible terminology there. The liquidation. Use that for like assets. We liquidated their assets, but not for a person. Provoked an early and consequently ill-organized rebellion against the government. The rising was easily suppressed by a concert of the police and combat squads. Today, General Kornilov published a new law prohibiting the left SR party and prescribing its leaders. With the power, I would think, not flower. No, with the flower of its leadership cut down by the scythe of the state, that's okay. The social revolutionaries no longer pose any threat to the Kornilov-Savinkov diarchy. Oh, we gain political power, but we lose manpower. We have enough of manpower right now. And we lost more stab. Okay. The Pope died. Don't care. You're preparing for war, really? Even before the Pope died, you were preparing for war. I'm gonna put it on speed 5. Let's see what happens. Oh, this early game is really, really chaotic right now. The First International Congress. The Road to War. Interesting. I've actually never played as Britain in the Kaisereich mod. I tried it in the vanilla game, but it was so boring. Like, the whole colonial stuff, defending lands all over the place, is just boring. And apparently we can't do anything else. Really? Has completed army modernization. Wait, I have to complete that to get to this? Okay. I can't do any of this. Okay, fine. Speed 5 it is. It's even higher now. Okay. Are we even building? No, we're not even building anything right now. 92%. A minister supports his ideology. No, I'm not gonna do that, no. So we're at 32 exactly. Does he take that directly from us? No. We lost 1.15. And as long as we don't go below 20, yeah, we'll be fine at low. Maklik declared war on Mongolia. I thought usually Tibet goes in on that. Yeah, there we go. You guys are fucked. Come on, give me some more events. Arab Congress. Oh, whoa. Death of Maria Spiridnova prevented possible riots of the left SRs, but the situation in the country is still troublesome. Though some of the socialist ideas are implemented in the ideology of the Savinkov's party, the radical syndicalists, who have majority in some Russian regions, reject the ideals of the national state. But it turned out that the new government has many loyalists in the other circles of the Russian society. Old friends of Savinkov, the famous philosopher Dmitry, and his wife, Zinaida, have published an appeal to the new leaders of the country. They claim that Russia must be purified from the internal enemies. That sounds awesome. Yeah. Who want to spread the chaos and to betray the national interests. Their position give us a significant support among the citizens of Moscow and Petrograd. Ooh, thank you. Assault on a general. The anarchists, socialists, syndicalists, and Bolsheviks are weakening the stability of our motherland. Recently, one of them assassinated a famous general. God only knows who they will kill next. Oh, fuck off. I haven't even assigned any of the generals yet. I don't see the point. Ooh, look at this guy, level 5. First. Okay. First Women's Divisions of Death. Oh. Maria Bokhareva, colonel of the Russian army and hero of the Weltkrieg and Russian Civil War, have recently requested government to allow formation of the First Women Division by combining existing women's battalions of death, which should later serve as basis for formation of Women's Corps. Accepting this proposal will surely boost strength of our army, and not to forget significant propaganda value, but conservative elements in our armed forces are unwilling to change the status quo have to be taken into consideration as well. Yeah, of course. Look, I know it's political power, but come on. A women death squad? That sounds so hot. What do I get here? 2 squads. Oh, come on, you're just basic infantry. But you're very well trained. So, you guys, I'm gonna find... No, not you. You guys. Let's take 2 of you weaklings and get rid of you. And let's have you guys join this. There we go. Beautiful. So I can create them now, but they're basically the same as these guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this. Let's go dispersed industry. Oh my god, we're 20% national unity? That's like the lowest I've ever seen. And I want to pick some focuses. This tree is enormous and I haven't even started it. Revolution in Siam. Restore the proletariat? Oh. Though Savinkov and Kornilov have established a dictatorship, but disputes between the Savinkov's Republicans from his NRPR and the young officers led by Kornilov still can break the cooperation of these 2 sides of the new regime. But it is obvious that the government can't allow the left radicals in the State Duma and the monarchists in the Senate use these controversies to destroy the rule of the army and NRPR. To prevent such unwanted events, Savinkov has proposed a recreation of the Supreme Privy Council, which once in the Russian history had both executive and legislative power and had consisted of the small number of the most important Russian ministers. Members of the SPC, as known as, will consist of 3 party members with Savinkov on the top, along with Kornilov and 3 of his old comrades from the Russian army. The council will be able to issue executive orders which will have superiority over the Russian laws. Ooh, history repeats itself. Now, increasing stability. Oh, the worst is over. We're no longer in a disaster. Okay. Italian majority. So what is disaster? 500. Okay, so we're below that. I think the next is like 250. Russian writer Alexei Peshkov, better known under his pen name Maxim Gorky, died today in Moscow at 68. All of these people are dying, and this is probably going to cost me political power. A fellow traveler of the Bolsheviks, he experienced oppression under the Tsarist regime but was quite doubtful during the October Revolution, thus avoiding reprisals after the Civil War. A rapid opponent of Kerensky, he publicly supported Bukharin as he narrowly followed his son in death. Many think that his sudden death could be due to the changing political atmosphere in Russia. Okay. Apparently every time a 68-year-old guy dies, I lose political power. That's how it goes in Russia. If a 68-year-old man dies, the Russian government loses political power. Disenfranchisement of the former Bolsheviks. The whole question of Russia's existence depends on our understanding the true nature of Bolshevism and the nature of its supporters. We have to open our eyes to the fact that Bolshevism is a global threat, not just local Russian disease. That's exactly the reason why we should identify all its supporters and limit their influence to the life of the Russian Republic. With these words, the main ideologist of the Russian national renewal, Dmitry, explained the revocation of the rights to vote as well as the part of the other civil rights for the members of the Bolshevik Party and some former Soviet officials. With this measure, Boris Savinkov and the NRPR are going to improve the situation in the Russian society and get rid of all these elements who undermine the stability of Russia. You wanted to revoke our rights in 1917, but now you will lose yours. Aww, booyah! I guess, I don't know if booyah was appropriate, but yeah. Workers strike again. I guess I'll just click this again. I mean, I don't want to lose political power or my production. So, yeah. Oh, construction. Let's get this. Vox Populi. Boris Karpov, pre-1970s Savinkov's ally and later one of his main enemies, who had become the leader of the left SRs after the assassination of Maria Spiridonova, died this night in Moscow. It happened when Savinkov's combat squads broke into the house where illegal left SR meeting took place, and Kamkov, trying to escape, jumped in the Moscow River and drowned. Oh, dude. According to the famous sarcastic writer Ivan Bunin, the Vox Populi about the incident seems to be the sneers or indifference. Just like Savinkov and the NPR one. I don't understand this. What does Vox Populi mean? Farewell, Boris. I'll see you in my dreams. Okay. Oh, there's so much stuff going on. The richest man of Russia, well-known aristocrat Felix Yusupov, has always wanted to take part in the political life of Russia, but even using his money, he could not get only a small group of his supporters in the Senate and State Duma. With the creation of the SPC, Yusupov has finally understood how he can get one of the highest posts of the Russian Republic. Yusupov has proposed to create the United Civil and Military Engineering Organization with him on the top, which will use Yusupov's money as a startup capital. But in exchange for this necessary investments for our country, Felix asks us to make him the new something. Oh, 60 political power. We're getting there. We're getting out of the slump. But I still can't pick any national focus. So we're just... It's like 6 months and we haven't picked a national focus yet. We have one, actually. No, one national focus in 6 months. This is like a secret police. What is this? Yeah, this is Siam, okay? Papal Conclave. You went with this guy. Stephen. Oh. Recent military exercises have led to one irrefutable conclusion. The Russian military is a mess. Yeah, I know. Sweeping reforms are needed if we are to be taken seriously by our neighbors. Each of our top commanders, both in the army and the navy, has come up with a plan. Their proposals await your consultation. Ooh, I can now reform the army. So that is... I have to pick a plan. Mass assault doctrine, grand battle plan, superior firepower, or mobile warfare. And it removes divided military staff, which is the penalty to land doctrine research, which is good. This gives the most political power. No, here we go. Mass assault doctrine gives the most political power. Do I want to pick? I never go with mass assault. Minimum training level. Oh, this is so shit. This is so bad. Look, don't get me wrong. I want political power, but mass assault is so garbage. No. What was the second one then? Grand battle plan. Let me go over this again. Let me see what's the worst one and what's the best one. So this one gives me 45. That's superior firepower and mobile warfare. So it's exactly opposite of how it's listed. It's like this gives the most political power and then it goes across. I don't mind going grand battle plan. And maybe we can do that? Yeah, I think... Let's just go grand battle plan. And then maybe we'll go with this thing here on the right. Yeah, fuck it. Grand battle plan it is. Yep. I always go for superior firepower. I like it so much. The 20% increased defense. The Great Crusade. I'm so delighted with the events of January 1936, with the great heroic deed of the knight who raised with his hand the sword to kill the devil. I believe that this struggle will be continued and our votes would revenge for all these young heroes who were cowardly killed by the left. This struggle must finish with our victory. Ivan, Russian conservative writer whose unarmed son was killed by the Reds at the end of the Civil War, demands that Russian government should continue to fight against the left movements, such as the left SRs and the Mensheviks, not only in Moscow and Petrograd, but also in the various Russian regions. Though these parties were incredibly weakened by the special government measures against this after Savinkov's rise to power and killing of Maria Spiridonova and Boris Kamkov, but their leaders in Russian regions definitely should be arrested and even executed if it is necessary. Yeah, we won't be a syndicalist country. Status of the Orthodox Church. The Orthodox Church, under the leadership of the vocal patriarch Kirill, is demanding a clarification of its legal status in the Russian Republic. He wants us to pass a constitutional amendment on the issue of our national religion. Orthodox Christianity is our state religion. We are a modern secular state. And this, puts them in the government? Is there something here about the church? Not that I can see. Let's just get the political power. Yeah, it's a state religion. Sure, whatever. Agitation in the countryside. With the situation in the countryside growing increasingly unstable, the peasants became easy to influence by various agitators. One such situation has recently taken place. A charismatic activist visited a number of villages calling for open revolt against our regime. How should we react to this political threat? Now let's just kill him. Fuck him. Eliminate him. You don't speak up against us. I still can't choose any of these. So after this is done, I can actually continue this. Which is nice. Reforming the Navy. Recent naval maneuvers have led us to one conclusion. The Russian Navy is a mess. Sweeping reforms are needed if we are to dominate the seas once more. Each of our top admirals have come up with a plan. Their proposals await the government's consultation. Yeah, I guess this is like, yeah, it's the same one as this, but for the Navy. So it's gonna be capital ships. I'm guessing carriers or trade interdiction, base strike, or fleet in being. I don't like going carrier focus. So it's usually trade interdiction or fleet in being. What is this? Initial stabilization. With the first wave of the crisis slowly passing by, some less affected branches of the economy have bounced off the bottom. Still, the overall state of our economy does not look optimistic. Oh, so it modifies my Black Monday thing. It's right now 10. That still stays, so it's still consumer goods factories, but the 2020 changes to 15 and 15. Oh, that's barely anything. So the penalty dropped from 20 to 15. Whoopee! We're almost done with the first year. We're close to at least. Reform the army. So right now I can go here. And that's about it. I'm not going to worry about the Navy anytime soon. Let's go here. Beautiful. This should go away on the 29th of October. Increase instability. Nice. We're on low stability. We're getting there. We are getting there. Purge them all. I like this title. More than 20,000 Bolsheviks, former Soviet officials, members of the left SR and Menshevik parties were arrested during these months. 3,000 of them were already sentenced to the death and executed. But more and more people in Russia, including NRPR members, demand that the government should end this policy, which can once come out of the government control. But though Savinkov and the Supreme Privy Council decided that the purges would be stopped, it is still a difficult question if these 17,000 people should be just put in jail or executed, as earlier the more dangerous enemies of this people were. Send them to prison. Yeah, purge them all. Fuck it. Die! Die, you Bolshevik bastards. I don't really know what the Bolsheviks are or were. I don't even know if they still exist today. I'm guessing they were like a class of people. Like aristocracy, or maybe just a different culture. I have no idea. So the worker strike is gone. We're down to 62%, and I actually have factories working on building stuff now. Which is beautiful. I keep saying that, but I do like it. How is our production going? It's only 4,000 days. We have some stockpiled support equipment. We could give recon to some people, but then again, we don't have any army experience. Okay. I could always delete some units to get their equipment, but it's fine. 90. Oh, everything finished. Let's get radio. Let's get this. We might get some more factories, maybe. I'm not sure. Let's get the tank. Yeah, looks good. Oh, we're so close to being positive. Let's finish this and see where we stand. After this, I can go land doctrine. I can go military infrastructure. Gains national spirit, military infrastructure development. Oh my god, that's pretty good. More infrastructure. Frontline commissars. Okay. Still can't choose anything over there. Reform the army. Markov's plan. So if I went with this guy, I could take this. Okay. So yeah, this is the tank one. If I went with mobile warfare, I would get this. But I didn't, so I don't. I want this, but... infantry equipment production cost. Oh, this is what I need right now. I thought this might be military factories, but it's not. Yeah, let's take this first, because we are so heavily in debt with infantry equipment that we need to get that. But we are out of time. So we're almost done with a year, and we've had a lot of stuff happen. It's so fucking much, to be honest. But we are actually finally coming close to being positive in political power, unless something drastic happens, which might happen. I have no idea. We will be stable, and we can finally start to sort our shit out. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. But until then, see ya.